Chapter 8. The Abyss Unleashed. The battlefield trembled as a dark night faced the grand paladin of the Order of Light. The forces of light and shadow clashed behind them, a storm of divine radiance and abyssal corruption consuming the land. The sky was torn apart, revealing a swirling vortex where the abyss and the heavens waged their own war. The paladin raised his radiant sword, his golden armor glowing with celestial energy. His voice echoed across the battlefield. "Surrender, and I will grant you mercy." The dark knight, his abyss-infused armor pulsing with an eerie glow, felt the weight of his choices pressing down on him. The power within him screamed to be unleashed. Yet a small flicker of humanity still remained. His grip tightened on his sword. "Mercy, you've hunted me, cursed me, and now you offer mercy." The paladin's eyes burned with divine fire. "It is not too late to cleanse your soul. The abyss has not yet consumed you completely." For the first time in what felt like eternity, doubt crept into the knight's mind. But before he could speak, the abyss itself whispered in his thoughts, "He lies. He fears you. Show him the truth of the abyss." And then the paladin attacked. Chapter 9. A Battle of Gods. Their swords met, sending shockwaves that shattered the earth beneath them. The clash of divine light and abyssal darkness sent ripples across the battlefield, tearing apart reality itself. Warriors on both sides fell to their knees, unable to withstand the sheer force of the battle between the two titans. The Dark Knight's strikes grew faster, each movement bending space with unnatural power. His sword, now a blade of pure abyssal fire, slashed through the paladin's holy barriers like parchment. Yet the paladin was relentless, his radiance burning away the encroaching shadows. Each of his attacks struck with the fury of the gods, his divine shield repelling even the strongest abyssal flames. "I will not let you consume this world," the paladin roared, his sword erupting in golden fire. The knight staggered as the flames seared through his armor. The pain was unbearable, but with it came clarity. He realized something: his power was no longer his own. The abyss was trying to claim him entirely, and it was succeeding. Chapter 10. The Abyss Stirs. As the battle raged, the sky above them cracked, and from the gaping wound in the heavens, something vast and ancient stirred. The abyss itself had awakened. A monstrous shadow loomed above, its form shifting and writhing, as if the darkness had taken a will of its own. It was no longer just a presence within him, it was alive. The voice inside him now roared, no longer a whisper. "Enough. You are no longer a mere knight. You are my vessel, my champion, my chosen god of destruction." The knight's body froze as the darkness surged through him, his armor splitting apart, revealing veins of pure abyssal energy beneath his skin. His fingers twitched as his sword melted into his flesh, merging with the corruption. The paladin's eyes widened in horror. No, he is becoming one with the abyss. The world around them darkened. The battlefield, the warriors, the sky itself, everything was swallowed in an unnatural black void. Time seemed to stop, and then he screamed. The power he had tried to control for so long had finally broken free. Chapter 11. The Fall of a Knight. For the first time in centuries, the Order of Light knew fear. The Dark Knight was no more. In his place stood something else, something beyond mortal comprehension. His eyes, now twin burning voids, saw everything and nothing. His body was a swirling mass of abyssal energy, barely contained within the remnants of his armor. The paladin stood his ground, but even his divine presence wavered. This is not power. This is oblivion. But the knight, no, the abyssal god, did not answer. With a single step forward, the land beneath him cracked, and an entire legion of the Order of Light was erased from existence in an instant. He had become a force of nature, a god of entropy. The paladin, realizing what had to be done, whispered a final prayer and raised his sword one last time. If you will not stop yourself, then I will end you, even if it costs me my soul. The final battle had begun.